Hello there, guys, and welcome back to another Twohalves live stream. Today we're going to be talking about all the usual stuff, fixtures, news, all to do with the football around the world. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the latest thing to come out is Chelsea's transfer ban appeal has been rejected by FIFA, and it will not be delayed as of currently. And that means that they won't be able to sign any players in the summer transfer window either, which messes things up drastically for Chelsea. That means that they've got to stick with all the players that they've currently got, plus the ones that are out on loan. But we all know that there's not many of them that are good enough quality to be in the Chelsea's team. You could probably bring back Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, and to players like that. But apart from that, they'd have to stick with all their players that they've currently got in their squad. So it's not looking good for Chelsea, and I'm sure there's something they can appeal again or something. And yeah, it's not looking good for them though. You got any thoughts about this, Rico? Or
No, not much thoughts about it. Can they can still sell people though, can't they?
Yeah. Transfer ban. You can still sell players, but clubs obviously don't like doing that because then they don't have any replacements. So that means that Hazard won't go anywhere for 2 years. So it basically means he's staying at Chelsea for the rest of his career, or he'll force to move out, and then we'll have to be forced to sell him. Chelsea will have to be forced to sell him because you don't want a player that doesn't want to stay at the club, and they get good money for him. Currently, he's in his prime. He's coming up for his 30s now, so they are going to cash in on him. It's got to be now in the summer. So Chelsea are in tough decision making this summer. If they appeal, if this is true, and they won't be able to make any signings in for the next 2 transfer windows or 2 years or something. So yeah, it's not looking good for Chelsea. But anyway, moving on. Claudio Ranieri has been confirmed as the new Roma manager. I'm not sure if this is good for Roma. I know he's well respected in Italy. They all quite love him over there. And obviously, he's done a lot in England, but you don't get the same amount of respect for past accomplishments as you do in countries like Italy. And people quickly forget about that in England. So it could work out either way, really. It could be as bad as Fulham, but I don't see it being that way because obviously they've got a lot better players, and I think he's going to do all right. But from a business standpoint, I wouldn't have personally gone with him, but I don't think you're going completely nuts if you do. But you got any thoughts on the signing, Rico?
I think it'll be different to Fulham as he's got much better players to work with.
Yeah.
Also, staying with Roma as well, their head of the director or something like that has left. Monchi or something like that. Monkey.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Maybe he could be going to Arsenal as well because there's been a lot of linking him with Arsenal after Sev Mislintat left. So you never know.
Yeah, well, yeah. There are all kinds of problems that could be going on behind the scenes that we don't really know about. But yeah, they've got someone now, which I'm sure they're happy about, Roma. And it's just about moving forward now and obviously bouncing back from their Champions League knocking out and just finishing strong for the rest of the season. Next thing we talk about is the Dortmund Spurs game that happened on Tuesday night. Yeah, it was a great performance from Hugo Lloris. Made double figure saves, I think, like 10 saves. and Dortmund played really well, but you know, Spurs got the goal, and then it was just all just nothing really happened from there. And yeah, it just stayed that score, and Dortmund are out of the Champions League. You got any thoughts on that game, or?
No, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know how it went on.
All right. Well, I watched like the second half, and also I heard about the first half and watched some highlights. And yeah, that's really what stood out for me. Dortmund were having loads of shots. Hugo Lloris, great performance, and then Tottenham were just clinical and got the goal, and then just firmed it out from there. But yeah, nothing really else to talk about on that game. Next game we can talk about was a real surprise in the Champions League. Ajax Real Madrid. Ajax 4, Real Madrid 1. Sorry, and yeah, that was a weird game. No one ever expected Ajax to win, let alone win by 3 goals. And yeah, it was an amazing game from them. Some great goals from Tadic. Who else scored? Neres and players like that. And Ziyech, yeah. Oh yeah. The winger. And yeah, it was a great team performance, and that will just really motivate the players now, and they're going to try and get as far as possible. They're in the quarterfinals. That's already a great achievement for them. But why can't they get to the semis? You know, with a belief. They look like they've got the talent there. They've got Frankie De Jong, who's obviously really good because he's been signed by Barcelona. They've got players like Ziyech, who's probably too good for them. To be honest, I thought he'd have moved by now to a bigger club, but he seems like he's staying there, and it's playing good for them because he's one of their best, if not their best player on the pitch. So yeah, they have got the talent there, and you know, on their day they could get through to the semis as well. So wait and see. But yeah, just a bad performance really from Real Madrid. They haven't been playing well this season, been playing really badly, and hopefully for their sake that they're going to pick up and get back to their world like elite class form that they were before and always have been. But do you have any thoughts on that game, Rico?
I'm glad that means there's going to be new Champions League winners this year. I thought Real Madrid did deserve to go out. I think in the first game, Ajax dominated them. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no. Agree with all your points there, and yeah, let's move on. Porto versus Roma. Porto winning. I think it was 3-1. Was it, Rico? Do you know?
Yeah,
3-1 Porto. Yeah, and they just yeah, it was a good performance from Porto. Roma didn't really show up as good as people thought. I thought they were going to get through, but they didn't. And this is great for Porto as well. They don't usually get this far in the competition. And it's great to see two smaller clubs that wouldn't usually get this far, especially the teams that they were playing. Probably not so much Porto, but definitely Ajax, who they were playing, to get to the quarterfinals. And both teams are going to be motivated to get through even further. And if they do, then that just really shows the work and the talent that these sides have. So yeah, it's great to see that. Moving on, with PSG Man United. That was a very eventful game. Romelu Lukaku showing up and getting a couple of goals, and they looked like they really wanted it, and they got it. As simple as that. With a bit of luck as well, obviously getting a penalty from a handball in the 94th minute is obviously got to be through a bit of luck as well. But that's what you need in this competition. And overall, they deserve the win, Man United. And Rashford showing that he doesn't crumble under pressure. And he looks like he is really cementing that idea of being an elite, world-class player. And definitely could become a Man United legend and an England legend for me if he does stay at United. But what was your thoughts on that game, Rico?
I thought they did get a bit lucky. I don't think it was a penalty. But a well taken penalty from Rashford. Also, I think they did get a bit lucky in the game. Buffon should have he gifted Lukaku a goal, which let him back into the game. But apart from that, United did deserve a win, but with a bit of luck.
Yeah. But like I said, you need that in this competition, and that usually seems to be the case with the people who win the competition. They have a lot of talent and hard work, but they also had a lot of luck, or at least a little bit. And yeah, that's what it takes. But moving on to the last past game we're going to talk about is Rene versus Arsenal. Rene 3, Arsenal 1. Another bad day at the office for Arsenal. They seem to love losing these against small teams in the Europa League. They're making it harder for themselves. Obviously, I know they got their red card, but it's Socrates' fault. He was already on a yellow, and he slid in. One of the last men, and yeah, he slid in again and got another yellow. It's as simple as that. And he should have been more composed and thought more before he took on the challenge. And yeah, but even then, I don't think you should be losing 3-1 to Rene. They're not a particularly good side, but they definitely could come back from this. Arsenal. They did that against Bate Borisov. So why can't they do it again? Obviously, there were really good goals from Rene, header that came flying in across, and a blasted one just outside the box or just in it from one of their players as well. That I don't think the goalkeeper had any chance of really saving. But what was your thoughts on the game, Rico?
Yeah, I thought up to the red card, Arsenal were dominating the game, and then the game just swung on the head. A great finish for the first goal. Great goal. Yeah, but I think Arsenal needed to shut up shop then and not concede, but I think their defence was pretty poor last night.
Yeah, and obviously the red card does play a factor in that when one of your best centre backs gets sent off, but there still is a way of getting something out of the game against a side like Rene, and it just seemed like they crumbled. And yeah, it really did surprise me, especially they took the lead and didn't seem to. I'm pretty sure they didn't concede until after 40 minutes, so that was surprising for me. But they can come back, like I said, and hopefully for their sake they do. Moving on to the future games now. Let's talk about Chelsea Wolves. Thought about talk about this one just because there's not many future games to talk about, and this one I'm pretty sure is televised. So Chelsea obviously had a great game on Thursday against Dynamo Kiev 3-0. Hudson-Odoi scored once again, and he only played 13 minutes. And yeah, he's got to start coming into the side now. It's getting quite ridiculous, and that sounds quite strong as Chelsea are winning games recently and they look like they're finally coming together as a team and clicking. But for me, still, you've got to build for the future. And I don't think playing Pedro and Willian instead of him every week is going to do Hudson-Odoi any good. And it is a bit annoying from the standpoint and Chelsea fan standpoint, I guess, because that was 3-0. Hudson-Odoi got one, but the other two were scored by Willian and Pedro. So in Sarri's eyes, all three of them are probably just, that Willian and Pedro's goals probably evened out the status to Sarri. So Willian and Pedro will probably still be interchanged for the next couple of weeks, and Hudson-Odoi will still be just on the bench and playing these Europa League games, and that's not what he wants, and that's not what he needs. He needs more than that, and hopefully to see a great talent like that, I don't want it to go wasted, and I'm sure Chelsea fans don't want that either. But what do you think will happen in this game, Rika?
I think Wolves are a good side. I think it could be a 1-1 draw. I think, yeah, Wolves are a good side. So they've got a lot of creative players. So I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, they've been great against big sides this season, and Chelsea obviously lost to them earlier on in the season. So it could be a draw, it could be a loss for Chelsea, or they could get a win. But yeah, I think they need this win to have any chance of the top four. But it's not the end of the world if they don't get top four, because they still have the Europa League, and if they win that, which they are one of the favourites to win it, then they get into the Champions League next season. So it's not the most important for Chelsea, but yeah, they need to win basically every game for the rest of the season. But I'm probably going to go for a 2-1 Chelsea win. Moving on to the biggest game and the final game we're going to talk about, Arsenal versus Man United. This is a really big game for both sides. Both of them trying to get in top four. Both of them scraping one another in points and really going at it to get that fourth spot. This is going to be a great game. I'm pretty sure it's played at the Emirates. So obviously Arsenal got that home advantage and they're good at home. It's going to be a great game. I'm going to be watching it, and I'm probably going to go for this one's tough, but I'm probably going to go for a 2-2 draw. But what do you think will happen, Rico?
I believe whoever wins this will be in pole position for top four. I do think, though, even if Arsenal get a draw or something in this game, it won't be the end of the world, as they got quite an easy run in, whereas United have still got City, and they still got, I think they've got Tottenham or something like that. They've still got a couple hard games, so I think it's more like United's to win, I believe. But I think whoever wins this one will be in pole position for the top four, especially if United win it. I'm going to say a 2-1 United win.
Okay, yeah. I get where you're coming from with that one. They're on great form. Just qualified further in the Champions League. I understand that scoreline, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Make sure you tune in every Monday and Friday to watch these live streams anywhere between 6 and 8 o'clock usually. That's UK time. And we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.